What's going on? Welcome back to another interview edition of Learn Crypto. My name is Nick Hellman, and today we have Jason Berlin, the founder of the first annual Tour to Crypto, created to raise cryptocurrency awareness via a 3-month-long charity event. How are you doing today, Jason?
Hey, very good. Thank you, Nick. I appreciate you for setting up this interview with me. I really appreciate it.
I'm excited to support this cause. I'm excited that charities are starting to get integrated with cryptocurrency, and I think it can really help the legitimacy and mass adoption of cryptocurrency moving forward as well.
Yep, exactly. So the tour itself, our mission statement is raising cryptocurrency awareness for charities. And if you think about it, if we go back, cryptos themselves, everybody has always thought about, as a form of an investment. And unfortunately, that's always been in people's minds back and forth. We want to make money, what's going on with the trends and everything like that. So I started thinking, why not do the complete opposite and start thinking about charitable efforts, do something much more positive. So that's how we kind of got the mission statement out.
That's awesome. So before we really get into this, everybody out there, make sure to like, share, and subscribe and spread the word of Tour to Crypto. Also, any relevant links to support, participate, or get your favorite cryptos in touch with this cause will be in the description below. So make sure to check that out. So I guess really, if you just want to start by giving us a background on yourself and why you really got into cryptocurrencies to begin with.
Okay, I was trying to make it short. For the past 2 years or so, I've been working on a real estate app. And while working on the app, I have a very entrepreneurial mindset. So I was basically, getting to work every day, every weekend, doing as much as we can to get some work done. And while we're working on the app, we started thinking about, okay, we could go this one way, but now we're starting to think of how blockchain technology would ultimately be implemented. So we got to the point where we started thinking, okay, we were about to file a patent, but by doing that now, and a year or two from next year, blockchain technology is going to just kill it off right away. So we're like, great, now we got to rethink what we have to do. What's our original plan? Now, unfortunately, I am the tech guy of the group, and some of the other partners were not too tech savvy. So it kind of got really difficult for me to kind of explain everything and where we're going with cryptos and blockchain technology. So unfortunately, things did not work out with the business, and I was basically left with nothing. Think about the last time you were in a relationship and all of a sudden that was done. That hurts you in the heart, you're feeling it. Yeah. But when you've been working on the business for 24 hours for 2 years straight, that's going to hurt you a little bit more.
Yeah. So
through that time, it was actually, I ended up going through a period of depression. I really got upset. I was down on myself. Again, I was used to a routine of always waking up, going to work, and that just literally stopped. And as everybody knows, the crypto market this year wasn't so great either. So that's kind of like a double whammy at that point. So I started thinking, I'm like, oh my God, we've got 2 years of my life that's basically done. This crypto market is we don't know what's going on with it. And I've always had a firm belief in not just like settling, always keep going, always keep some kind of a momentum going. So I started going to the gym. I started watching what I ate on my diet. And then I started thinking about my college days. A good friend of mine rode his bicycle from New York to California. Now, it wasn't a race for him, and this is just something that he personally wanted to do. And listening to his story, remembering what he was talking about, I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. I want to do something like that. So while training, I said, might as well just go for it. This is a perfect time for me to do it. I've got some time. Why not?
Yeah.
So, and then again, I started thinking about cryptos. Where are we going? What is this? So at that point, I started thinking, why not add something more positive to it? Instead of just completing a personal goal of mine, why not add something to it? And that's why I thought about, let's try and get something with cryptocurrencies and nonprofits and charities involved. So that's how I started thinking about the Tour to Crypto concept.
That's really interesting. So, I know you came up with this concept. You've been part of various community-based cryptocurrencies such as Electra, ECA, and others. And now you kind of explained what took you to the next step to move forward with this kind of a charity event. What is the goal of this annual event, and which charities will this year's event be supporting?
So when we first started this, so right now it's just me And I have a partner in this his name is Blake Rizzo, and he's extremely helpful. When we first started this, again, this was just something that we want to do. And we've had people constantly talking into our ear saying, why didn't you do this? Why aren't you doing that? It takes 6 months to do this, do that. But in our mindset, we're like, we just want to do something. We want to actually start, making some kind of a difference here. So fortunately, Blake is good friends with Chow, who is the CMO of Hawk, Houston area's Women's Center. So that's what the acronym of Hawk stands for. So they're basically working they're from Texas, but they do have a national presence, and they are helping with domestic and sexual violence, which is a big topic these days. I myself, before this really started getting traction, I've talked to, or at least I've tried to talk to, a whole bunch of charities, a lot of nonprofits. And I would say like 80–90% of them flat out just said no, while the rest never even responded to me. The moment that I brought up cryptocurrencies, a lot of them just said like no, and that was it. Like, end of discussion completely. And to me, in this crypto space, have what we believe is real money. It is real money. But when you talk to these institutions and these board of directors, they don't see it like that. And again, that's part of this uphill struggle that everybody in cryptos is ultimately going to have. We need to constantly keep pushing forward and getting everybody to understand and educate them as to what cryptocurrencies are and how, again, more importantly, we can implement that into their business.
That's pretty interesting that such a large amount of the, of these organizations weren't even interested in trying to hear about your event and donations and cryptocurrencies. And that's kind of a shame for those organizations. I'm happy to see that Hawk is on board. I know you guys have done other videos where they talk more about Hawk, how they're starting to learn about cryptocurrencies and excited to learn about cryptocurrencies moving forward as well, which I think was really and definitely a step in the right direction for non-for-profits and charities organizations.
Yeah. So with Hawk, so something that's interesting is when we sat down with them, I called in, and not only do they have such a great entrepreneurial mindset that they said, okay, what is all this talk about cryptos? Let's see what we could do. And then they started telling us that, wow, we've heard about cryptos, and we feel that in the next couple of years from now that these will ultimately become mainstream. So they kind of already had an understanding as to what they were, but they had the, again, entrepreneurial spirit to say, wow, let's do this. Let's actually try it. Let's see what happens. And for us, we're like, let's do it. It's awesome. There's no turning back now.
The other reason why I think that this is a real use case for cryptocurrencies is the blockchain is fully immutable and fully transparent. Meaning, if I am donating to a cause, I want to make sure that that money goes to that cause and is used properly, not going to CEOs or anything, or plane vacations, whatever it may be. And this way you can actually verify that your funds are getting to the charity of choice. And then you can start to see when they use them, when they sell them, what they're doing with them, which I think is a great case for cryptocurrencies.
Yeah, you're right. And I mean, even at this very moment, I think that it's kind of, we could, again, start to dive into the crypto community's responses. But I mean, we've got people that have been involved with cryptos for years, and I'm coming to them with a package type offer saying, we have this charity, nonprofit that is willing to start accepting cryptocurrencies. And right off the bat, some of them are like, I don't trust you, or the money's not going to be going to them. And I'm like, one, again, just repeating what you said before, Hawk is going to own all the wallets. So Hawk will own the Bitcoin wallet, the Litecoin wallet, all of them. So when you're donating, again, you could look at it through the blockchain, it's all going towards Hawk. There is no middleman. You're able to track every single donation, everything. So that, to us, is also a big highlight that we want to show and kind of get out there to all these charities.
Now that we started talking about some of these crypto communities, what is the structure for donations? And then how can various crypto communities benefit by supporting this great cause?
Okay, so we had originally planned on opening this and allowing all these crypto communities to join us. And unfortunately, a lot of people kind of have an odd mentality in cryptos where there's a what's in it for me type attitude. And man, I mean, the moment that we start talking about a nonprofit and a charity, for someone to say what's in it for me, I mean, well, are we already starting off on the wrong foot? I mean, from there, it's kind of funny. But so for us, again, we're working with a legit nonprofit. We cannot just accept every single cryptocurrency that's out there because, again, we are a platform in ourselves. We will be giving exposure. We'll be educating everybody about cryptocurrencies. So we can't just allow anybody. So the structure that we have basically set up is to say, okay, help raise at least $500 to $1,000 US minimum. The moment that you reach that hurdle, then we believe that, okay, your community has came together and you can now participate with the Tour de Crypto. We are okay with now giving you exposure because you and your community came together for a charity, which is, again, our mission. So for us, by showing that you can donate and reach a certain level means that, again, you deserve to then get exposure.
And for the people asking, you know, what's in it for them, I think that is starting off on the wrong foot. Because like you said, by them being charitable, not only does it help their community and their cryptocurrency because they'll be on the sponsor page, they'll be part of the sponsorship with the Tour de Crypto, people will be talking about their project, but also it helps the mass adoption and the acceptance of cryptocurrency moving forward. It'll show to other non-for-profits that, hey, maybe we should accept this crypto thing because there's a lot of generous people in the crypto space, a lot of good technology here with the blockchain technology and the transparency that we can have moving forward. And I think that's really important. And I think that's what people should have realized right away. You know, you're not paying me to do this interview with you or to support Tour de Crypto. I'm doing this because I believe it's good for charities and non-for-profits, also good for cryptocurrency moving forward. And I believe in cryptocurrency and the blockchain technology. I want everybody to start to get educated on what it really is and then know it's not just for, believe in yourself. And, you know, it's not just for, you know, drug dealers and people in their pajamas trading fictional currency. You know, there is a technology behind this. There's communities behind this, and there's a lot of developers and people putting a lot of time into these.
A lot. I think the funniest thing for me, and it's kind of become somewhat hypocritical, we always say we want mass institutional investors to come on board. Everybody's waiting for that. That's what they keep saying. We need the ETFs to pass. We need more safety. We need more regulation. A nonprofit is a corporation, and those nonprofits are highly supported by institutional funding and those that also always give donations. So we're literally saying here is a good opportunity to help us kickstart this momentum and to start getting more businesses and corporations involved. And again, some people, I don't know what's like ticking in the back of their head. It's that, and again, it's that what's in it for me type attitude that just kind of just really hurts us. And it's a shame that some people think like that.
I think that's really going to start differentiating some of these good projects and good communities from some of the what people in this ecosystem call poop coins or sheep coins. You know, it's going to start differentiating those who's willing to put forth the effort and time, not for a monetary reward, but for benefiting charities and for benefiting the crypto ecosystem as a whole. And then you can, you know, obviously your community will get recognition for that. So at this time, do you have any official sponsors or crypto communities on board with the Tour de Crypto yet?
Yeah, so there's a couple of communities that I would just like to mention now. And again, this is not because they're paying, but this is because of their community as a whole. And again, this is something that I'm trying to get across to everybody because you're more than welcome to join us. So right off the bat, the Electra community, they've been involved from the very start, and they have already started raising capital for donations for Hawk. Another huge community that just came to us the other day is Digibyte, and they just came like out of nowhere. They're like, wow, this is an awesome opportunity. Our community is definitely behind you. Like, let's do this. Another big one is Redcoin. So they came in as well. They were willing to help us out. We are starting to talk to other ones. Again, it's still like an educational thing that we have to do to get them to understand that this is all 100% of the proceeds go to Hawk, 100%. And again, I think that maybe it's just the crypto mindset of wondering, like, is this real? Like, is this really happening? Like, it is. We're doing this right now. It's live. Like, we're going out. So again, we're still reaching out to communities, getting them involved, and once we get some agreements, we'll be good. Because the one thing that I really want to emphasize is it's not even about the tour at this point. Everything is about Hawk, the nonprofit. We cannot accept every crypto. Again, we do not want to just have you on here to start getting all this exposure and then to ruin their reputation, everything that they've worked on. We need to literally look at everything that's going on. We will research your community, the technology that you guys are going to start trying to implement. This is not just like a yes or no thing. Like, we do our own due diligence into seeing how we can collaborate with each other.
That's really awesome. I believe outside of a crypto perspective that you guys have Ronnie on board as well, who's pretty big in the cryptocurrency.
Oh yeah. So Ronnie came to us. He was, oh my God. Ronnie was so excited when he saw this because he is very philanthropical. He is always out with the best interest in mind. He always has a huge heart. And I mean, we talk to him a lot during the week, and he's always like, are you sure? Like, are you sure you guys are going to be able to ride the bike? Like, this is a lot. Like, we got this. We could do it. We've been training for a while. Like, we're doing this 100%. And he's backing us up. He's also he's going to be like a top sponsor for us as well. So he is donating money towards Hawk, but he's also donating some of his money towards the actual tour because, I mean, we do have our expenses. So he's helping out both sides, which for us, we're extremely grateful for.
That's really awesome. So when does the event officially start? And I think you're going from East Coast all the way to West Coast. If you just go through where you're starting, where you're finishing, when it starts, so that some of these individuals know how they can participate, get involved, and what their timeline is for them to reach out to some of these crypto communities and founders to see if they can get on board with Tour de Crypto.
Yeah, so the day one, the launch date is going to be September 14th. And when you visit the website, we'll have the whole calendar and everything will be on the website as well. So I basically structuredized this whole thing I won't actually mention that one part yet, but I structured the whole schedule for an event. And that's something that we're excited to get to basically show and tell our story. But we added a whole bunch of different stops to this. And the main reason why we added all these is because, again, this whole tour is going to be filmed and it's going to be a documentary. So we're going to be filming ourselves, and every single stop we're going to be interviewing people. We're going to, get their opinion about what they think of cryptos, if this is a long-term thing, if they think that it's a scam, or whatever mindset they've got. For the crypto communities, what we're going to implement on the website is an official donations page, which we're all familiar with, like how exchange votes work, where you have like all the cryptos going up and down based on votes. We're going to have the same thing connected on our website, but it's going to be based on the amount of donations that your community donates. So for us, I think that this is going to be an awesome, friendly competition. And the more that the community donates, again, 100% proceeds to Hawk, the more exposure your community will ultimately get. So that's the what's in it for me type attitude. The more you donate, the higher and more exposure you get. And I will gladly, while we're on tour, again, we've got technology. I mean, I have Bluetooth, I have my phone. While I'm riding the bike, we could have call-ins. I could do that. We're going to be live on Instagram. I could try to be live on Twitter, if that's like with Periscope, however that works. We could interview everybody. To me, I mean, we're an open book. If you guys want to talk about it, let's talk about how we can help Hawk, and then let's do that. I mean, that's what we're here for.
Yeah, I'm really excited to be involved with what you got going on. I'm excited to see documentary aspect of this tour that you're going to be doing. I think that's going to be really interesting. And hopefully this, this is just kind of a pre-tour interview here to get the knowledge and education on the platform out there. I hope I can get involved, whether it's meeting you somewhere on the trip, calling in, whatever it may be. We're here to help and spread the word of Tour de Crypto, and happy to be supporting it here at Learn Crypto as well.
I think the funniest part with this is, so I have never, well, I mean, we've all ridden bikes in our lives, but the last time that I rode a bike, like for real, besides just around like a community, was like 10 years ago. So we are going literally onto street, like road bikes. If you've ever gone to a spinning class or if you ride a road bike, I mean, you know what kind of pain we go in. And there's going to definitely be a lot of entertainment value behind this, because I guarantee 100% that I will be falling a lot of times. You're going to see us just getting crazy exhausted on this. We're going to be biking close to 100 miles a day. And when you think about that, it's 100 miles every day for 45 days. This isn't just, take a quick break. We're going to be riding in the morning. We're going to have a nice break. That's when we'll try and interview people. And then once like the day cools down, then at nighttime, we'll be riding again. But I can definitely foresee some entertaining aspects of this. You'll see some funny stuff. This is something that I think that everybody should definitely be following along. Even if you're not into cryptos, again, this is something that I feel that I would like to be somewhat motivational. We could talk about being an entrepreneur. I'm okay with that. I think that, again, this will be an interesting road trip in itself.
Yeah, and everybody can follow along the journey, enjoy the entertainment, also see, different perspective from people in cryptocurrencies, and also the random people that you run into that are not in cryptocurrencies, see their initial perspective and maybe how that changes as this crypto tour goes on, and as they realize, hey, this is for charity, this is a real thing, this isn't just some fantasy money, but an immutable system that we're using to bring to the masses. Is there really anything that we missed here in this interview before we kind of wrap it up? Anything that you want to discuss before we get going?
Well, I think the biggest thing is right now, again, we're starting to gain traction right now. I think people are now seeing that we're making more videos, we're having more photos, and I think that's when they're starting to come up with the realization that this is for real. We're really getting on a bike and we're doing this. When we first started, a lot of people on Twitter especially, we've reached out to hundreds of people, hundreds of like the influencers out there, and very few of them responded to our messages. And we were kind of taken back by that. You guys always talk about what you believe in, where cryptos are going to, and that's what we're doing. That's what we're working on. So if we could get any help, we'd definitely be appreciated. Unfortunately, again, we're not here to pay. We can't be paying everybody to help with the promoting of this, but it's all going for a good cause. And any help that we could get, we really would appreciate it.
Now, I would recommend everybody to take time to get your crypto project or your favorite cryptocurrency involved with this event. Taking the opportunity to make crypto mass adoption a reality via charity, not to mention the marketing each sponsor will receive. You're going to get some exposure here, but you need to have the right concept in mind. You're helping a charity, you're helping the mass adoption of cryptocurrency community in general. The entire ecosystem can benefit just from each individual crypto community. So I think you guys should take a look in the description below. Make sure to check them out, all their web pages, Instagram, Twitter, website, whatever it may be. Reach out to your favorite cryptos and the founders of those crypto communities and have them get in touch here with Jason and take the next step, join the annual Tour de Crypto, and it should be an exciting one. Yeah,
so we've already had some offers actually to do this. So we keep talking about annually. This started out, again, as just something that we wanted to do. And again, we're starting to see it grow. And we have people talking to us about doing the same thing throughout Latin America. We've had a huge company in Europe talk to us that wants us to do that through Europe. And then we even had somebody contact us again about doing this through China. And it's always interesting to see the dynamics of, different cultures because in Europe, you've got people that believe in crypto and they're going like full force. But in the United States, they're kind of, a little more lenient. So I think, again, by doing this and helping everybody become more aware of what cryptos are, especially, again, for charities, we're going to help educate and get everybody back into the swing of things and getting to understand how cryptos work, what the technology is, what it could do for us, and we'll definitely be much better off.
Well, I'm glad I had the time to get on here with you. I'm sure this will not be the last interview you do, and I'm sure we'll stay in touch to see how we can help you here and this community can help the tour to crypto. So until next time, guys, remember to stay tuned for your daily updates on cryptocurrencies right here at Learn Crypto.